Right everybody, this is episode 7 of my Ferguson TED20 rebuild. As I covered in the end of the last episode, I need the cork gasket to come. It hasn't come yet, but this one will be me putting the exhaust on to here and putting the, I've got some sealant to go in there, and putting the heat shield on here because this is a TVO model. I also need to, and then I'll take the bottom half of the carb off so it splits here. I haven't got, the gasket for this should be coming in a week, same as the other one, but I can take it off and clean out all the float and everything, because I'm not sure where the screws are. There's one there, you can see one there, one there, one there, and one on the back, so it's 5 I've got to undo, and then hopefully all this will just drop off. I've probably got to take linkage off again. Yes, I do. That'll be fun. So, right, I'll get to it. Right, yeah, back to episode 6. It's I've got the exhaust pipe on. It's not clamped down tight, but I've got these 2 bolts on, and then I'll put 2 extra nuts just to clamp it up even tighter. It's wobbly at the moment, but I'll just tighten these nuts up, and then I'll show you what it's finished as. So here's the bolts on properly. I've got these little ground down washers on the top. I was going to put washers on the bottoms, but I didn't think I really needed to, and then I'd have to grind them again, and it's fine. So I just tightened them from the top instead of from the bottom, and they stayed still. Or if I can see it on the camera, sometimes it goes brighter if I click. There we are. I put 2 nuts on the bottom to hold it in place. See, it's very sturdy, probably better than it was before. So see all the paste coming out. That's about all. I don't really need wiping off, just smear it around a bit. But yeah, these bolts actually came off of, we have a springtime harrow thing with focus. No, it doesn't matter. We got a grass harrow, if you call it that, and this had they had all stabiliser legs on it to hold it up when you take it off, and these all had these bolts in. I replaced it all with pins, and we had all these bolts left too. We had 3 bolts left, so incredibly useful for little jobs like this. And then other nuts I found were just random nuts, and I tapped them out with an M8 by 125 thread and threaded them on. So that worked alright. Now it's just, I can put the heat shield on. I'll try and video that, because I'm sorry I never videoed this. I'm thinking if it's that bad on the exhaust pipe, this little hole that's on here, I can just put some of the gunk that I put in here on it. Might look a bit bad, but it will stop exhaust gases coming out of it. Because this exhaust pipe, forgets nearly 40 years old, because this was a new one. Like the 35 one's original, but this one's a aftermarket one. So just tidy my spanners away. This is basically all I run off of, is this little metric set. It does a lot of it, because they're 12mm on the top and 13mm on the bottom. Although it should really be under this hat here, if I can get it on right. Little Massey key rack, I love that. And T20 just at the back. That old Fison's bag I found in someone's garden when I was doing mowing their grass. It was half full up of sand. I was quite pleased with that. The Antones box is my great grandfather. Yeah, now back to the tractor. Yeah. Bonnet. I said I'm going to start it without the bonnet on first. I'm just waiting. Apparently it's the end of the week. Then that gasket and that thing will be there. So I'll just put the heat shield on for now, and then I'll take the top of the bottom of the carburetor off and clean that probably tomorrow. Right, we'll get to it. Okay, so I've just had to take the fuel tank off because I didn't realise, well, if I don't move that too much, that you couldn't put the heat shield on with the fuel tank on. So that means I had to take it off again, but that's not the end of the world. I've got the heat shield here. I've had to, if you can see, I've just put slightly like slotted hole in it so I can fit it on, because it was slightly, I think either this had bent on or the studs had bent slightly. So I can just slip that down over there, over the top of like the little inner heat shield. Just put those bolts up on there. I'm trying to do it without just my head in the camera. That's one. So hope the other one will go in without me having to file it again. Almost. Yeah, there we go. I can't remember what size these are, but I'm just going to expect that they're 11/16. So I'll just go to grab. Which is just there. If I didn't drop it, I'll just use a socket. As you can see, I'm very good at losing stuff and very good at dropping stuff. So, if you ever need a mechanic that's good at both of those things, know your call. Alright, at least I can't. Well, I've probably had a very good go, but I can't drop a socket. I'll do it up too tight so it could break the stud. There we go. The other tractor hasn't got a heat shield because when we got it, it was missing, so that one just runs on petrol. But when we're doing this one with hard work, we'll switch over to TVO. Alright, so I might as well. I don't know if you don't really need to see me putting the fuel tank on, so put that on again. My own time in our video when we're filling it up with coolant. So that's the heat shield on, and then I've got to take the top of the carb off and clean that out. But it looks a lot better with the heat shield on. Alright, I'll put the fuel tank back on, which will be too long for me and instantly for you. Alright, so there's the fuel tank back on. So now I'm just waiting on parts as usual. I'll just set the camera up again, and you can see when I fill the radiator up. It isn't too exciting, but I mean, it adds to the video a bit. Alright, so I just fill the radiator up on the tractor. I'll do it 2 parts water to 1 part antifreeze. 1, because I haven't got a massive amount of antifreeze here, and 2, it's May as of recording this video, so it doesn't really need that much antifreeze. I need to put some in it. Right, so I'll just put a little quick time lapse of that. Okay, now that's 3 cups of antifreeze and 9 cups of water so far. I'm using this antifreeze. Not sure where we got it from, I think Mole Valley. And it says on the back, if I can get it close enough to camera, the volume solution. I'm doing 33%, so I'm putting 2 and 1. If I can hold it up there, so that means the freezing point is -20. Boiling point 104.05, so that'll be perfectly fine for this tractor. I could mix it even weaker, but there's no point really skimping on it if it means a cracked block or putting in an extra couple cups of antifreeze. Okay, so good, that's the tractor filled up with coolant. It was 2-to-1 ratio. So I'll just wipe down some of this water that's gone over the top, tidy it up a bit. Now we'll be able to see if it was the head gasket pressurising the radiator quite badly and making it leak. And I'll be able to see all the places where it's leaking from where I did it. By the looks of it, it's round where the temperature gauge is. I might just need a quick tighten up. The white camera, it's not leaking out of this top hose. Not leaking out of the top thermostat gasket. It's not leaking out the bottom thermostat gasket. Oh, I suppose it wouldn't because the thermostat's in the way. But Yeah, it's dripping from there a bit. If it's only just a drip every now and again, it isn't that bad. It's an old tractor, it's going to drip a bit, but I'm going to try and prevent them. Yeah. Alright, so I think that should do episode 6. I'm going to look back through and see what I've done. It might be a bit shorter than the others, but that's because there's not really much for me to do at the moment. So there's 6 or 7, can't remember, probably 6. Alright, thank you very much for watching, bye.